everyone, good morning. It's pick of the week, can you believe it? We're giving you a sneaky peek. So I'm in first, in the door, trying to get in first because I absolutely love these stamps. What you have here is concentric stamps, which are absolutely beautiful. Now, we've done dies before, but we've never done stamps like this. Now, there's a massive trend out there, which is all to do with making shapes onto cards. Sarah's been doing it with loo rolls. You know the inside of loo rolls where you have the circles and you can dip them into paints and then you can stamp with them and create these amazing patterns. The only thing with that is they're all one size. So we decided, or we, the royal we, decided to come up with this concept of how you can create different shapes, different sizes, which are absolutely amazing. So welcome to our sneaky peek. It's just a preview, really. We are going to be having a bit of a play, but it really is previewing exactly what you're going to be getting today. Now, Leanne is going to be the master of everything today. She's going to be up at 2 o'clock. You are not going to want to miss that, but what you do want to do is get in early because, am I right in believing, Sam, they are live on the website? Yes, they are live on the website. So if you do want to shop the day, shop the show, you can absolutely do that now. That way you know yours are safely on their way to you and you can just sit back and relax and watch Leanne do her best work because, boy, has she got some amazing demos today, which you're going to absolutely love. They're beautiful. So welcome if you're joining me this morning. I'm Debbie Fisher, if you didn't know, and you've got me for the next hour and wake up call as well at 12 o'clock. Now, Jan's in on socials today. So now if you're new to us on Crafters TV, we are fully interactive, which means you can chat to me. We can have a bit of a one-on-one. If you want to know anything about these stamps or you want to ask any questions, you might even just want to send some questions in to pitch to Leanne later on. And Jan and myself would be happy to do that. So get your questions in early and it's going to be just an amazing day. I think we're going to have a really super fun day today. Tracy is in already saying good morning. Stephen Nichols is in saying good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Stephen. And Louise is in saying hello to everyone. And Denise is also in from a rainy Trinidad. Don't have to be in Trinidad, Denise. It is pouring with rain down here. I come in this morning and got a little bit wet on the way in. So it really is a wet day. But it's really warm. I don't know what the temperatures are today, but it does seem to be very warm. The rain is not clearing that sort of humidity. So yes, lots of people joining us in this morning. So let's get started exactly what you're getting. I'm going to do a bit of a preview and show you everything that's coming on the show later on. And like I say, it is live on the website. I've got Sam in my ear. He's going to be keeping me right. And if you've got anything to ask, then ask Jan and she'll send those questions across. First of all, let's start off with our stamps themselves. So the stamps, the first one, let me show you the first one because this is the one that people have been doing. You'll see it out there. It's all become really viral. Those concentric stamps are just amazing. We've done concentric dies, but now stamps. These are photopolymer and we've got all the different sizes of the stamps coming through as well. So you've got your circles, got your squares, you've got the amazing stars, which I absolutely love. You've got the hearts. You've also got your ovals, you've got your rectangles, and I love this one. You've got your teardrop shape. How amazing is that? So all those different ones that you are getting in this collection. And then the other things that we've got as well, we've got brand new paintbrushes. These paintbrushes are paintbrushes that have a water chamber, so it means they're just so easy to use. So you've got 4 pens, you've got 2 different sizes, you've got your smaller nib, and I will show you them. I've been using these, you can see I've already dyed them. We've got the smaller nib, which you can see there, and your water chamber, you see in the bottom with the water in there. They're super easy to fill. And you've also got your larger one, which is this one. So you've got your flat-ended brush. So you've got 2 of each of those in that set, which are amazing. I might have dyed that with my inks that I was using yesterday, but it's not going to put ink anywhere. So, well, unless you haven't washed it properly. Have I washed them properly? No, I haven't. Let me just bring in my piece of kitchen towel. Yeah, so it is coming out pink on there. So I haven't even rinsed them. Let me give it a rinse. Oh, look, Sam, look, I'm terrible. I was using these yesterday and I thought, oh, they'll be fine. And I've realised that I just didn't wash them. That's a little bit better, but now it's coming out clean. I'm doing it on my hand, thinking I've got ink coming out on my hand. But there we go. Let me just wash those as well. There we go. We've got a bit more cleaner there, but it doesn't matter because it's not going to affect whatever colours that you put on them. Now, the one thing that I'm going to tell you, and in true Debbie style, and you'll all know that this would be me that was doing it. Yesterday, I was using these because I've been away on holiday, come back and didn't really have any time to prep anything. So I was getting some stuff out yesterday just so I could have a play with these. And I went up to Johnny and said, Johnny, I don't know if I'm being really ridiculous, but I can't open it. Can you open it? So we're like, no, why won't that open? And then Ben looked across and he went, oh, you turn them the other way. I was like, what do you mean you turn them the other way? He said, yeah, they're not like normal ones. You turn them the opposite way. I'm not sure if it's because it keeps them more airtight or stops any leaking, but where you would normally turn them, so you say lefty, loosey, righty, righty, you turn them to the left to undo them. So you turn them the opposite way to what they would be. So where you would normally screw them up that way, that won't screw up that way, you have to do it the opposite way. So I thought I'd just let you know that straight away because I thought I was being really silly and apparently I wasn't being silly. Most people were doing exactly the same thing, so I thought it was really important to show you that's what you do with them. So that's your brushes. You're getting 4 of those in total. We're also got some fabulous, and in fact, yeah, we'll show you the pots. Fabulous glitters. I love the fact that we've put glitters with these because not only are glitters super usable, they work so well with the watercolour stamps. So you've got all these amazing colours in there, which are absolutely gorgeous, but I am going to show you the boards for them so you can see exactly what you're getting because it's not till you see the boards, that's how they would come to you. But look at these. I mean, the sparkle you get from glitters, I mean, you can't get it from anything else, can you? But these are beautiful colours. So you've got your shamrock, your raspberry, your cerulean and your cosmic cobalt and your iris. And then this one I absolutely love. I think everyone is going to love this one. You've got your nickel, your sunray, your galaxy, your interstellar and your sunrise as well. So beautiful colours there, all those twinkling glitters that you've got which look amazing. I love the interstellar because if you mix it with any of your paint it's going to show that true colour underneath because it is just that beautiful clear sparkle which I absolutely love. And in fact, while I've got them out, I think I was hoping we might have had some glitter samples, but it'll be on the samples. So I'm going to show you now some samples of the actual designs. Look at this. I just love them. And you can see just touches of glitter around the edges of these, which look absolutely amazing. Look at that. Just incredible designs that you can be doing with them. They're super easy to use. Card there with that one. So they're layerable, which is amazing. So whatever medium you use on the top, they will layer over the top of each other. Absolutely love that one. If you want to be really artistic, I know Leanne is going to be showing you how to do balloons with them. I mean, come on, that is stunning, isn't it? I absolutely love that. So beautiful. We've got your stars as well, so lots of different designs. And I think you can really have some fun with these. A lot of play, lots of different things you can do. This one, honestly, they just keep getting better and better. That is beautiful. Those teardrops, I mean, how perfect is that to make some amazing baubles, like different types of baubles. But that one is also the same stamp that created this card. So being able to create really different pieces, I think is absolutely incredible. So you've got your butterflies there, and then you've got your Christmas designs. So, and that's the one oval stamp, or the teardrop stamp. So I think that's amazing. I love this one as well. Look at this, creating lemons, and then the tag as well. That is so lovely. Who has done that one? I should be reading out who Rebecca Davis has done these, but our design team, honestly, have been amazing. Jan, who's on socials, has done this one today. Nicole, I always can tell a Nicole Breverick card. I bet you any money this one I showed you is Nicole's. Oh no, that's Marie's. Marie's done that one for us. Nicole's done this one. We've also got one. Marie's done that one. I think this might be Marie's as well. Oh no, it's not. It's a Nicola Armstrong's done that one. I'm still going though. I'm still going to show you some more samples because the samples are amazing. This is definitely a Nicole's. Yes. Nicole is on our design team. In fact, she's employed with the company and she is really artistic. I mean, super artistic. If ever there was a person I would want to be, that is in Nicole's brain. Nicole Brevericarak is what they were calling her yesterday. I just think that is incredible. I mean, it looks 3D, doesn't it? And yet it's all flat. I just think that's remarkable, absolutely amazing. If you want some simplicity, love this one as well. Nicole's done this one, Nicole Armstrong has done this one. I also love this one, I think that's absolutely beautiful. Lots of different ways. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that one. How nice is that? With the glitters in the background, you can see the glitters in the hearts as well. Absolutely love that one. Now that's clever. Look at that for a heart one. How clever is that? Your 4-leaf clover. I think that's beautiful with your heart. Some more here, different one with your sort of 4-leaf clover. This is the sort of design I'm going to show you how simple it is to do a design like this one because they're amazing. And also, there's nothing to stop you just using these as your regular stamps. So this is heat embossed. I'm going to show that later on actually. Just so many different ways that you can be using them and showing them. And actually that brings me to mediums of what you want to use to colour them. I love that one as well. Look at that. That's amazing. So using the blocks and then actually doing them again, but in the black card. And then one more I'm going to show you on this one. Love that one as well. And that's got the glitters around the edges. But what I do want to show you is what Leanne's thinking was when she first did these stamps. So we've got some masterpieces. Sorry, I've just dropped one. Of what Leanne was playing around with when she was designing these. So if I show you this one, look at that. So actually creating a bauble, that was Leanne that did that. And just with your metallic markers, adding extras onto them. She was having a play and just seeing what you could do with the shape. So that's where the sort of bauble come into effect, those stars with the glitters, just being able to do this sort of effect as well. And it really is super easy to do. And then a couple more that she's just been playing with, that heart design. Look at that. I mean, that looks amazing. And then you've got the baubles on the top there as well. Oh, other way around. There we go. On the bottom. So, and actually the glitters are really acting as if they are beautiful light sparkling through the actual baubles. And then if you want to do a full-on masterpiece, look at that. I mean, that's incredible, isn't it? To use those glitters and your metallic markers and those stamps, which look incredible. So they're all the bits that Leanne's been able to play with. She will do much, much more later on, so you'll be able to see, so you won't want to miss that. I need to show you one more piece, and this is, Rebecca's done this one. Look at this. How incredible is that? I mean, if you love your Zentangling, that's absolutely amazing. Just using those ovals. I think absolutely beautiful. So much you can do with them. Now, we were talking about mediums. So the mediums that we've got on the show today are our water reactive ink pads. We've got them in the little teardrop shape. So you know the little ombre ink pads that we did? We've got a set of them for you as well. So if you needed some more, these are fabulous because these are little handheld ones that literally slot out. They have the colour code on the bottom to tell you to get a brighter one there, so you can see it's that way on the bottom, so you can see exactly what they are, what colours they come from, and then on the back it will show you exactly the colours that you're getting in there. These are all the same colours as what we've had with our our water reactive ink pads here. So the colours, some of the colours are the ones that we've got inside. You get 2 of those ones, so in all the different colours. So that's our ombre ink pads. And they also, there's a set on the website which you'll see, which come with this little kit, which is going to be super handy to have, especially if you're mixing your colours of paint. Spritzer bottle is definitely something that you're going to need. And then we've popped in some of our toolkits, which is our blending toolkits, which are just super easy to use. So they come with those, and then if I just show you some of the samples that we've got of those ones. These are the colours, so you know I was telling you about the colours of them. That's our light and fresh, and in the light and fresh you're getting the pink tulip, the pale fig, the ocean blue, the oasis, spring meadow, lemon tonic, your honey pot, and your Sandstorm, and then your next one is your rich and luxurious, is your Plum Jam, your Chinese Red, your Damson Wine, your Midnight, Lagoon, Smoked Emerald, your Jet Black, and your Orange. I was just thinking I hadn't got my glasses, but I have got my glasses, so I'm just going to bring them up here so I know that I've got them at hand. So that's your ink pads, and let me just show you some of the samples that you can be doing with these as well. These were the ones that we used them on the photo paper, so some of these samples are what's with the photo paper, but they would work just as well if you were using them with anything else. But some really lovely sort of pastel shades, and then you've got some bright pops of your pinks and darker blues and yet lemons. So beautiful designs of those ones. So if you wanted to use your water reactive ink pads, you can absolutely do that. If you want to use your paints, so we do the glitter paints. I'm going to show you those ones as well. So our glitter paints are amazing, and can I tell you, putting these into production was a really difficult task for the team, because encapsulating glitter into a paint that's then water soluble normally would mean, it's like anything, if I just put water on paper and some paint and sprinkle glitter on it and let it dry, that glitter would rub off, it would just brush away. These paints are so clever. The medium that Leanne's found to put the glitter into that paint are absolutely incredible. And these boards were done when we first bought you the glitter paste, and this glitter paint, sorry. And look at the glitter that are still in there, because it's not going anywhere. It's encapsulating. It will dry into that one, and it's even all the way through. So your little glitter watercolor palette is this one here. So that's the one you would get. And you've got all those amazing colours to use. All you do is spritz it with water and then it's ready to use. So that one is coming as well. Now I haven't got samples with the paint palette, but I do know that this paint palette here, which is one of the team's absolute favourites, is going to be on the show with Leanne. It's all on the website, so you can go and see. So if you haven't got a really good watercolour palette, this is amazing because it's artist quality paints. You can see you've got all your little trays there with all your different colours. And also, if I just turn it round at the back, you've actually got this bit here. So if you are using it as a paint palette, so if you want to, you can hold it with your finger at the bottom and then mix your, oh, there we go, we've slipped there. So literally you're holding it there. So if you're painting onto canvas or onto an easel, makes it super easy, but it's just a really great one to have. And I love the fact that you're getting your paint palette to mix your colours with. These are all interlockable, so you can take them all out and you can pop them all back in. They just sort of click into place, and you can mix and match them. So if you find two colours that have gone well together, let's say we want a blue and this pink together, we can switch them over and we can put them into colours. So a really great paint palette to have. So while I've got this out, let's have a little play. But first of all, let's just see if there's anyone in with us today. So where did we get up to? Stephen, Louise, Denise from Trinidad. That was my last one because it's raining there. Janice Watson is in this morning. Morning, Janice. Saying good morning, everyone. Hope you are well. I'm very well. I hope you're all well as well. Jane is in saying hello, Debbie, Jan, and all the wonderful peeps. Hello, Jane. And Louise is saying good morning, Debbie, Jan, and everyone. Janice Watson saying I'm so excited for this. Yeah, they're absolutely amazing. Christine Mahoney is in saying good morning, everyone. Been waiting for these. Amanda is saying good morning, Debbie. As far as I'm concerned, today is the start of the weekend. So this morning it's crafting. I love that. Taking your Friday as the weekend. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just reminded me it's Friday, isn't it, today? I've lost complete track of this week because I didn't come in to work until I come up on Tuesday, but I didn't start work till Wednesday. I've had a bit of a short week, but it's the pop-up shop tomorrow. How exciting. I can't wait. I hope, let us know if you're coming in the comments because I can't wait to meet you all. And Victoria's in, so good morning, Debbie and Crafty Peeps. I saw loose glitters launching with this as well. Can we use them with the stamps? Yes, you absolutely can. I will show you that as well. Denise is saying, hi everyone from a dull, overcast Ipswich. That's near me, Ipswich. Linda is saying, good morning from a very foggy I can't say it. Indianapolis. Indianapolis. Is that, how do you say it? Indianapolis. That's it, Indianapolis. Couldn't get my words out this morning. Indianapolis. I should have just said Indiana. That would have been, it is in Indiana, isn't it? Yes, I think so. She said, oh yes, it says Indiana. It's 5 a.m. and I can't sleep. I just got out of bed and I'm watching the local news and CC. I love that. What's happening in the local news, Linda? Anything exciting? Karen is saying, I love these. I hope the delivery is super fast. Yeah, I mean, they've been pretty good lately, haven't they? And Sarah on YouTube, Artistic Expressions, saying good morning to everyone. Nicole Bretherick's in this morning, yay. Hello, Nicole. I was just saying how fabulous you are and what an artist you are, and your samples are fabulous. Pauline, and we must have a catch up. We haven't caught up for absolutely ages. Pauline is saying good morning, everyone, from a sunny Cheshire, and Linda is saying good morning to everyone. Lots of you joining us this morning, which leads me to believe you're a bit excited for this new launch. I love coming in and doing a sneaky peek, but it's also good because you can guess it. We don't normally sell on the 10 a.m. show. Well, we don't always sell on the 10 a.m. shows. I haven't got my, you know, everything beside me this side. It's normally on this side. The L's normally on this side. I haven't got all that reference today, but you can just head to the website, click the button, shop the day, and you'll find everything on there. But we'll tell you more of that in detail when Ben's in, and we'll be on at 12 o'clock for Wake Up Call, and we'll be going through that hour again. Amanda's in as well, saying, Debbie, so my afternoon is going to be busy later, so I have bought the showstopper, I have these stamps, I have so many ideas for them, and I can't wait to be really creative with some art. And Karen is saying, I'm coming to the pop-up shop. Whoop, whoop, Karen, I can't wait to meet you. I'm super excited for the pop-up shop. It's going to be amazing. I've got a feeling, I wonder, so because Leanne is our sort of resident colourist, and she's going to be at the pop-up shop, I'm thinking she might be using these. I don't know for sure, but she'll let you know later on. But it'd be good to have her in person showing you what you can be doing, because I know there's demonstration tables set up as well. Me and Craig are just going to be floating around. I think we're going to be winging some sort of demos and showing you anything you want to see, really. So if you've got something in mind, if you've got something that you're not sure what to use, come and see us and we can help you with that. So and show you any hints and tips or techniques or whatever you want to know. Or you might just want to have a picture with us all. So it's just going to be a lot of fun and lots of crafty goodies that you're going to be able to buy as well there. Right, shall we get started? So let me grab a piece of cardstock. So let me just get, now you will need your watercolour cardstock with these, obviously they're watercolour paints, but if you just want to use them as just a die to do some colouring with, you can absolutely do that. So let's just start off with our circles. I think circles are the most pleasing to the eye. You will see that they get stained. That doesn't affect their quality. It also doesn't mean that it won't transfer that colour. They'll be absolutely fine. Now what you will do is just take, you can see they're actually an edge stamp, and this is what I was saying about the concentric. They would just give that full circle. So let me grab my rocker blocks, and I'm just going to place that onto there, like so. The other thing I would say, because they're just an outside edge, and I noticed it more with like the rectangles. Let me bring in the rectangle. When you take these off, because they're like a bit of a wibbly wobbly stamp, what I love about them is that they can really, you can get some really cool sort of quirky. Can you see, if I just pop that like that, I can move that. You can get a sort of quirky stamp. Can't see it so much, but you can see how it's going. But if you also want to line it up, you can do that as well. But I love the fact that you can get a quirky edge and not such a straight edge. It's what makes them more artistic, which I think is going to be really fabulous to use. So just pop those ones back there. And then we're going to have these. So first of all, I'm going to make sure that I've got my glasses on. That would help. And then I'm going to have my spritzer, and then I'm just going to take my smaller ended brush. Now, brushes, if anybody's not used to a water brush, they're brilliant because they have a good flow of water. You need to sort of squeeze them. They have this chamber in them. And when you squeeze, so if I squeeze, I'm trying to think, I'm going to get a black piece of card because I think you will see it better on a black piece of card. And that's That's a white piece. Gone in the black pot and then poured out a white piece of card. So when you squeeze, as soon as you squeeze, there you go, you've got your water coming out. So what I would say is don't squeeze while you're painting, because you're just going to get a puddle of water that's going to come out on there. Because you will, now without squeezing, I can now paint onto here. So you can see that a bit better because I'm using black cardstock. But eventually your water will start to get dry. So there we go, if I just keep doing that. So we're getting less and less water now, which is drying really quickly. So what I would also do, go back to, if you've squeezed this on the side of your mat, go back into that to start with, and that will give you more water lay down. Just get used to your, what I'm saying is get used to your water brush before you actually start painting. So what I want to do with this one first, I don't want to use my brush, I want to use my stamp, and we're going to use, let's use some of these reds. So I'm going to do my spritz. Let me just get my spritz, and we're going to just spritz onto there, like so. And then just to dampen these, because while you're dampening, they're going to actually activate and be able to move that paint around. So all I'm going to do is take that paint, and I'm going to paint it directly to my design. And then what I'm also going to do is go into that blue. Let's take a little bit of the blue. And I'm going to paint right around the edge there. So you can put as much or as little as you like. We can mix a bit, which will turn that to a purple, like so. And then we're going to spritz our paper. So you don't have to spritz your paper, but I think it works much better by just giving your paper a little bit of a spritz. And that way you get something really cool. So as you spritz, can you see what happens? It starts to move around. And I think that effect is beautiful. And then we can come in and we can sort of bring that to and start painting with that edge. And this is where you get those really cool effects. And actually I think I've put a bit too much water on, but I'm not going to worry about it. It will dry. And we're just going to bring that in to give that beautiful line. And then if I want to do that again, what I could do, instead of putting more paint on, I can just spritz my stamp, go over the top. We can add another one, which is going to give me another effect, and you can keep going like that. But what I want to do is to change it so we've got a different colour. So it's just a case of bringing that in and painting down. I mean, it's so super easy. If I want to bring a bit more of that red in, you can even go to your paint palette and add a touch more. So we can do a bit more. There's a bit more there. So I'm going to just take that away, add a bit more water, and bring that round. So that was much too much paint, but you'll get the gist of what you're doing there. There we go. So, and then we're going to change this. So I'm just going to bring in a piece of cloth, just clean that up. I'll make sure I clean all my stamps before Leanne comes in, otherwise she'll know, won't she, that I've been at them. And actually, I'm just going to pop them in some water and just give that a little bit of a clean. There we go. So you can see, even though I've cleaned them, we've still got a little bit of colour reflecting onto there, but that's not going to affect the stamp. And then we can start going in with other colours, other sizes. So let's just do another size, pop that on. Oh, and what was that, Sam? Cool planets. You could absolutely do some cool planets. Yes, I love that idea. Yes, I love that with the Cosmic Collection. Now, the other thing is, I was just going to say something then, Sam, and now it's gone out of my head. Train of thought's gone. No, that's okay, because I thought your idea was very good, but I can't remember what I was going to say then. But it doesn't matter. And this is a little bit like the bokeh effect, isn't it? Where you get the all the different lights, circles around. I'm sure it's called the bokeh effect. Right, so let's go in with that colour again. And then I'm just gonna wash my brush, go back in with that blue. Not sure which blue I use now, but it doesn't really matter, does it? So just using that around there. And then we can stamp with that one. Look at that, I love this. The other thing I was thinking, you could just spritz that, couldn't you? So if you was to spritz on top once it's done, then that would draw the colour out as well. So that's a really cool way to do it. And then let's just bring some of that colour in to that middle. I think I'm no artist, and I don't even think I'm brilliant at this sort of thing, but I love the idea that you can just be really creative and create something very cool without having to do too much work. I'm going to put another one there. And I think that's what these are all about. It's about having some fun and just having a play. Put a little bit of red on there. But lovely, lovely effects. And the great thing about watercolours is you can always take some of it away if you want to. Like if you don't like some of this that's coming out, you've got too much coming out, just put some clear water on and you can sort of sap that colour out. If you want some more, like here, we want to just go back round there. You can, that's the great thing about watercolours, is you can go back in, you can let it dry, you can do all these really cool effects. So I think we'll do that again. Let's do some smaller ones. Let's just again, just clean that one away. Oh, and another little tip as well, when you are doing your, putting your stamps onto your rocker blocks or your stamping platform, make sure you put them the right way. Another thing I did yesterday when I was playing, without even thinking, I put them on, so when you put your stamps on, I literally just thought, oh, I'll put it on like that. And then when I come, I will show you actually, so rather than just do it. But when you come to then stamping, because when you put it on, what it will do is actually just give you a bigger line. But when you've got some stamps that are bigger and some that aren't, and that doesn't seem to be, is that going to fall off? Yes, it's going to fall off. But when you stamp onto there, let me just pop that there and just do that. You get a much bigger like stamp. So it does work both ways, but when you're doing multiple ones at the same time, you absolutely want to be careful which way that you are putting them. So there we go. Quite like that actually, quite like that effect. And let's just bring that out as well. And the good thing is you've got different brushes, which I love, because your different brushes are just going to allow you to do bigger backgrounds. So we're just bringing that one in like so. And then let's do another smaller one just to start to finish that off. And again, just placing that with some of our paints. I do love these paints because they're so easy. They're just at hand to have. They look fabulous and they're super easy. And because they're all in a palette, they look amazing. So let's just do another one down there. And again, I'm going to just do a little spritz over the top. And what I would absolutely say is just have a play. I love these so much. They're very cool, aren't they? I feel like they're actually making me an artist, and I'm really not an artist at all. I know, Sam said, I don't know why you doubted yourself. So I was saying to Sam this morning, I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone with paints. I know we're supposed to be like experts on everything. I am in the fact that I know everything about the paints, but actually painting, I'm always worrying that something is not going to go right. And I don't know why I do that, because I was hoping I had a... Oh, it's disappeared. I haven't got a drying tool. I must make sure I get one out for later. What I worry about is it going wrong, and then I tell everyone, but actually if it goes wrong, it doesn't matter, it's a piece of card. But also, if anything you don't like, you literally just blot and then you can take it away because it's so forgiving, watercolours. So yeah, just a brilliant medium. So once you've got to that, however you want it, you can still do, so I'm just going to flick some water on the top because we can still do our faux bleach technique. I'm going to grab myself a cleaner piece of card and I'm just going to pop it across that one. So we can still start to see all these different, now the longer you leave it, the more that will penetrate into the cardstock and bring out that colour. But you just create really cool techniques like that, which look absolutely amazing. And then what I did notice with some of the design team have been doing was then going back in with your stamps, but just with a black ink. So then you can get a better lay down of colour around there. So what I am going to do is just pop these ones back and then see if we've got any comments and what you're all saying about the paints, and hopefully loving them as much as me. So let's pop that to the side and let's have a look. We've got Amanda is in saying, oh no, already read Amanda's. Michael is saying, Michael and Stephanie are looking forward to meeting you. Oh, Michael, that's so lovely. We're really looking forward to meeting all of you. Michelle is saying, good morning all. Ultra is saying good morning from the Netherlands. She's saying hello to CTV community and Team Jan. Janice is saying, could you use Sunbeam shimmer paints for this? Absolutely, Janice. They're going to look absolutely stunning. Pebbles, St Leonard's is saying good morning all. Stephen Nichols is saying it's a shame I won't be able to get to the pop-up shot as too far away. Yeah, Stephen, it's a real shame. I would have loved to have met you. And Denise is saying, hi Debbie, could you use metallic inks with these stamps as well? Yes, absolutely. In fact, shall I show you that? Let me just bring in a piece of card. I've got another piece of card here. If Sam, you look down on my mat, I will just go and grab some metallic ink pads, and then you can see exactly how they will work as well. So let me just grab one at bay there. Now the difference with metallic ink pads is they are pigments, so you're not going to get the same effects, but you can absolutely stamp with them. So let's say for instance we'll use the, let me find the teardrop one because I do love that one. You can absolutely use that teardrop with that one. So I'm just going to lay that down. If you want to get your edge as straight as possible in true form, I would absolutely lay it down first and then pick it up with your whatever medium that you're using. So I'm just using my rocker blocks. And the reason being is if you take one of your stamps and you try to put it like that, it could distort the actual image. You can, if you want to, make it different. So let me say, let's just say we want to make a little bauble, but we want to do it a different shape. You can press it down like that. Can you see? So now we've got this one. In fact, let's do it with all of them. And then we can do a different one. We can do an even different one onto here. So I love this, that you can manipulate them like so. And you literally just stick them to where you want them and just push them into the shape you want them to be. So we've got 3 different shapes there. And let me just ink those ones up. And you could heat emboss with these as well. So I will show you later how you can heat emboss and then just colour into your actual image. But these are just great for doing this type of thing. And then you're just going to use these to stamp down. So there we go, so you get your stamp. But can you see you've got 3 different shapes that you can do with those, which are just going to look fabulous. So let's clean those ones up, and then I am going to show you something else that's quite cool as well. In fact, I can clean them afterwards, so let's just move all that to the side. So actually, whatever ink pads you've got, whatever mediums you've got, anything you want to use is going to work with these stamps. So let me bring in a piece of card, and I'm just going to bring in our ink pads. Now, just because they're quicker, not because of any other reason, we do have our ink pads that we've got on the show, which are the little ombre ones. I'm just using our bigger ones to start with, and I'm going to use the rectangles. So let's bring those ones out. So the great thing about rectangles, and I'm not taking credit for this, it's actually a card I've pinched from the design team. And I thought it was a really cool idea, and it's just about layering these, and you can use all of them. I can tell I've put my stamps on the wrong way because I've got all the print of the black onto them. And then we're going to pop that one up there, and I'm just doing this very quickly. Pop one across there. So popping them all together. Actually, I'm going to just grab my stamping platform for this one. Because we're stamping these, a bigger stamping platform, a bigger piece of card, your stamping platform is going to be better for this technique. So we're just going to place that onto there. We can always manoeuvre those about, but I want this to look quite quirky, making sure that's stuck down. So I would, if you're going to do a design like this where you're using all of them, just use all your ink pads. So let's start off with our fuchsia. And I'm just going to tap this into here, but I'm not going to do all of it. I'm just going to pop that into parts. And then we're going to use our orange to fill the gaps of the rest. And you can always go back afterwards if there's not enough ink down. So then we will stamp with those ones, like so. I do love this technique, like that. So, oh look, I've done it. Now that's what I was telling you about, now catching the right way round. I've put these the opposite way round. I actually quite like it because I think it's gone like that, but yeah, it's that's me not looking where I want to do it. But I'm just going to leave that one rather than put another one on. Trust me to do that. And that's what I was doing yesterday. I kept putting them the wrong way round. So be mindful of which way round that they go. So once you've done that, I've put the lids back on and I actually want those lids off. I'm going to put some of this onto here because then we can do the same, create our own paint palette, but with our actual watercoloured inks. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got rid of all of my paint on there. And then we can start going in with where we want these. So let's take this one. So where my pink is, I'm just going to take my paints onto here. And then because we've got that water chamber, I can then give that a little squeeze to really blend that and create. And then if you want a bit more ink around the edges, you can absolutely do that as well. So popping that across. This doesn't need to be anything other than just painting down onto your actual design. Is that Rach? I spy over there. Oh, Rachel, come and say hello. We're going to bring Rachel in because Rachel, hello lovely. Oh, it's so lovely to meet you. I'm sorry to just put you in front of the cameras. This is our Rad Rach. She does our socials for us. How amazing. Are you not on socials today?
No.
It's just no. So you're up for the pop-up shop?
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, we can't wait to see you.
It's
so exciting, isn't it? So we're going to see you about all day?
Yeah.
Lovely. We'll catch up with you soon. How nice is that? Getting to see Rad Rach. I love that. She'll probably be cursing when she goes out the room. I thought if she's in the studio, I've got to show our Rachel. Isn't it nice when you can put a face to people? So we've known Rachel a long time. In fact, I've got a feeling, I should have asked her, got a feeling she's been with the company about 5 years. So quite a long time. Right, so we're just going to do that. Look how nice that actually looks on there. I love that. So I'm just going to do a couple and just to show you exactly. So I'm going to mix that colour a little bit. We're going to do the orange at the top. And like I say, this is not my idea. I just thought, I see on the design team, someone had done this, and I will show their card because I just thought it was a really beautiful way to sort of use these, and like so. And I'm just going to bring that across there because even though I've gone over the edge, it doesn't matter. And then because I haven't got a drying tool, I am just going to leave this to dry. So I'm going to do the others while we're here. We've got time, haven't we? So it's absolutely fine to do some more. 13 minutes. Ah, we've got loads of time, Sam. Loads of time. Right, so just add in that pink in, like so. There we go. And actually, I've just realised I do have... Now, one other thing I want to say is when you've got ink on your glass mat like this, add some water to that. So I'll put a little bit of water in there and then use another piece of card and pick that up. So this is a really great way. You can either use your flat brush, so this is your bigger brush, so you could literally paint across that and use that to, and because you've got that water chamber, look how much that, just that little bit has stretched across there. The other thing that you can do is to use your smoosh technique where you literally just pop that over the top. and then pick it up. So you're creating your backgrounds. And I would say just make backgrounds like this where you can then die cut. I did one earlier, I had too much ink, and it ended up like this. So that is a great one to do your die cuts out of. So really nice way of taking up your paints. So what I have done, let me bring this one back in, and I'm just going to use a cloth just to clear that up. Now this one is fully dry, so you can see done it very similar to this one. The only difference is I've done an extra one at the side here. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to take my glue pens. So we had gel pens in the studio yesterday and I couldn't find any, and this one was at the side, so I'm just going to use this one. Might be a little bit too big, but I am going to use this. But actually, just by doing a cross in the middle, so we're just going to pop that down, just going to make sure. Just going to pump that a little bit so we've got some glue coming out. There we go. Just across the side here. And then on here, we're just going to do a little curl, and we're going to do a little ribbon on the top, just like that. And then we're going to do the same with this one, but this one will be more at this side. And then at the top. And then we're just going to do those little curls, and then that way. And then on this one, I want to do it a little bit different. We're going to go down and across, and then this will be here, and then we're going to come in with those little loops, and then do the same with this one. So nice and easy, just being able to be creative. A little bit of those, and then the same with this one. Put a little bit of glue there, which we don't really want, but that's fine. And then our bows, like so. And then that's when we can bring in our glitters. So let me bring in this one, because I do love the metallics that we've got in our glitters. And I do need a piece of cardstock. That's going. Let me just grab a piece of card. Sorry from going out of image there. Just going to grab a piece of cardstock just so I can sprinkle my glitter. Now your glitter pots have got the little sprinkler system on the top. This little pad comes off at the top because it's stuck down, but I've left it inside there because it just gives you extra seal with your glitters. And then all we're going to do is tap that on top of our glitter glue. It's not glitter glue. Oh, I tell you another one that would be good. It would be the, do you know the gem adhesive? That would be good as well. The little, what you put your glue on with the intricate bottle. That would be a really good one to have as well. I'm just going to be careful there not to get the glue, or not to get the glitter where that glue went off the edge. And then last one here, just going down. Now this bit here, let me just pop all that back. These little tubs do come off. There you go. I thought, am I doing that? I'm doing that live on air. Maybe I shouldn't, but I am doing it live on air. And then we're going to just tap that. So I'm going to tap that down. Are you ready? Ready. How nice is that? Look at that. Just a really cool, fun way. But that wasn't my idea, so I am going to bring in the card and let me show you the card. So this was the card that I copied. It was from our Marie Jones. She did this one. And actually, what she has done is all these little swirls. I'm going to go and grab a pen, because the pens from our aquas. So let me use, I will use an orange, and we'll use let's find a pink violet here. So these, Illustrator pens have a really small nib on them. So what you would do, let me just take these. I'm going to just make sure all our glitter goes back in the pot. So just slide that all in. There's hardly any glitter left used at all. Then we can pop that lid back on. I love that we've put sprinklers in there. Pop that lid back on, and that's ready to go. So let's just pop that in there. But yes, so what Marie has done is use the pens and just done little swirls. So that's the smaller one here. And all you need to do is to sort of come in with, oh, it's different. It doesn't matter that it's a different colour. But actually you can sort of cross these swirls and just put them Let me just bring in this one so you can come down. So just, and actually just be really creative around onto here. So do those swirls all the way around. She's done it in lighter colours. Oh, just dropped everything off the side. So lighter colours, just doing all these different patterns around the edges. So she's done a much neater job than what I've done. Mine looks terrible, but how fabulous is that? And this is with the ballpoint pens, the glue pens, that you can get this effect with as well. So I think that's a really cool way of just being quite artistic, and a super way if you use your scraps from what you put on your mat to die cut, and then you can use your matching die cut on there as well. So just a really cool, funky way to do it. Right, so we haven't got much longer now, so I think what I'm going to do is go through, we'll have a look at your comments, and then we'll show some more samples as well, exactly what you are getting. Ultra is saying the nesting stamps are flexible, as I can see. It can also make quirky circles, or what shape are you using? So that must have been when I was using the teardrop shape. So the teardrop shape, I was making those different patterns. So yeah, absolutely, they're really flexible. So you can put them into any shape you want. You can make them very quirky, which I love. Nancy is saying good morning all, loving these. Shell is saying, Pauline Hassel, good morning. It's 4:30 a.m. here in San Antonio. Shell, you're up early. Ultra is saying, hello Rachel, nice to see you. Yes, it was really nice to see Rachel. Michael Asen say, we will bring our crafter's towel to have it signed by the crafters team. Yes, so Michael, I'm going to make sure that we take our pens to there, because me and Ben are going to do some doodling ourselves. I think I might practice a bit tonight and just see if I can perfect my dog, because the dog I made live on air the other day wasn't a very good dog. Well, I thought it was a good dog, but apparently it was a cross between a sort of giraffe, a dog, a rabbit, and yeah, so I need to perfect that a bit more. So we could do some doodling as well as sign our names on your tea towel. Conrad saying hi everyone, and everyone's clapping for Rachel. And Angel is saying good morning from Indiana. Debbie, you have inspired me, so I purchased the showstopper. Do you know what, Angel? It's so lovely to hear that, because, and I've said it many times, when I'm working with watercolours, I feel a little bit out of my comfort zone. I am a die-hard die cutter. There's no question about that, and I love embossing. But and it's more as I've come to use our watercolours that I've loved them so much, and actually I've found them quite easy to use, and I love the fact that it gives you the results, makes you look like an artist when you're absolutely a sort of beginner. So absolutely amazing to do that. And if I just show you some of the design team cards, because they are incredible. The different levels of what you can get in colour on these is amazing. I absolutely love here where you've got that darker shade, because you can just add little or less paint and it's just going to look absolutely amazing. Love this one as well. So it looks like it's darker going over the top of something that's lighter. They just look like glass panes, don't they? But then if you want something super funky and quirky, I think this one's a fantastic one. And I love the fact that you've got those squares, and then you've got the black line effect over the top. And who's this from? This is Rebecca Davis. She's done some Zentangling in them as well, and I'm thinking I should have thought of that. That's amazing. Look at this. Look at the circles. Do you know what? I've just had another thought of what you can do. You could put a couple, that's given me that thought there, putting two together, and then, you know what I'm going to do? If we've got time, I just had a quick idea. We've got time. Yeah, we've got 3.5 minutes. We've got time, Sam. Well, I've only got time if I can find my stamps. What I'm thinking is that you can put two. So let's do one here, and we'll do the next one down, that one. So you could be really funky with these. In fact, let's do a couple. Let's do another one here. I'll do the bigger one. There we go. Do it that way. There we go. Where's my rocker block? Put it down somewhere. Oh no, we've got stamps on our rocker block. Trust me to suddenly think of something when we're nearing the end of the show. So let's just pick those ones up like so. And actually, because my inks are here, I am just gonna just ink those. And then let's use the pink. And then I am going to spritz that as well. So let's spritz our, in fact, we're going to use the spritz our page. And then stamp that. Oh, look at that. That looks amazing, doesn't it? And then that way we can then paint into those as well. So let's just pop a little bit of ink onto here. You can get some really cool effects. You could make eyeballs. I mean, that looks more like an eyeball, doesn't it, than anything else. But I love the fact you can get all these super cool effects. Just add a bit more water to that one. So if you want to paint them, you can absolutely do that. And then I'm thinking, like, glitter those. They would look incredible, however you want to do them. Yeah, love that idea. So, yeah, you can use multiples, put a bit more water on to make them go. That's where you could do, like, your meteors, couldn't you? Like, coming through the air. There's me, just having a play anyway. So, it looks like a planet going past the sun. Yes, it does. It does look like that. Yes, we can even do that, couldn't we? We could put some sort of lines going. There you go. It really does look like the sun's starting to go behind the planet. Yeah, lots of different ideas. I'm sure you'll come up with more, and I'm sure Leanne will absolutely have loads later on. So let me just update you what's happening today. So you can now go and get your pick of the week. It's up that way. There it is, pick of the week. You can go and grab that from the website. You can also go and get your shop the day. So shop the day button is on there. We've also got wake up call in an hour's time, where myself and Ben will be coming in and doing a bit more with these amazing stamps. And then at 2 o'clock, the amazing Leanne will be in, and honestly, she truly has some amazing, amazing demos. She's going to be doing all sorts for you, including those baubles, including maybe some little critters. You're going to absolutely love it, because there is just so much that she's going to be showing you, and getting to grips with lots of different mediums. And in an hour's time, I am going to be using the glitter paints as well. So if anyone's not seen them and they want to, they're available on the website as well. So make sure you tune back in an hour's time for myself and Ben, and then Leanne later on. And then it's Friday Night Live later on, so it's going to be absolutely amazing. I hope you've enjoyed this last hour. Thank you for joining me at this early start, especially those in America that are really late nights. See you soon. Thanks for now. Bye.